Hello everybody, it's me, Coach Ludo, signing in for another episode of the C# Crash Course series. And in this episode, we're gonna get into our third chapter, Making Decisions. It's all about relational operators. So in this chapter, we're gonna delve into four main topics, okay? One, it'll be relational operators. Two, is gonna be if statements. Third is going to be logical operators, and fourth, conditional operators. So basically, everything that contains if, if, elif, and switch statements. If my mind doesn't play tricks on me, that's the main thing that we're gonna focus in this chapter. So without further ado, guys, let's delve into the chapter 3, okay? Also, full disclaimer, I'm sorry that I couldn't make videos for the last 2 weeks. Or 3 weeks, I believe. I can't remember how much time that I haven't made videos, but there was a lot going on. I'm moving from a house. I'm moving from my apartment. There's my apartments, and at the same time, I'm buying my own house. So this time of the year for me has been very hectic between work and all that stuff. I don't have time to dedicate time for this project. So I'm very sorry for the inactivity, and I promise that I will be more active, or at least more talkative, in order to give you more content. By the way, I have to give a shout out to the guys who have subscribed, because we reached the 30 subscriber mark. At this time of recording, we have reached 31 subscribers. So yay, 31 subscribers. So if we reach 50 subscribers, we might do something fun, I guess. Okay, all right. Let's get into the video. So, chapter 3, making decisions, right? So far, the programs that you have written, okay, follow the simple order, right? The same order. Gather input from the user, perform one or more calculations, and then display the result in the console, right? That's the main thing. But basically, computer programming is not that simple. We wish it was that simple, but if it's simple, everybody would code, right? Computers are good at performing calculations, but they are also quite adept at comparing values to determine if one is greater than or less than another value, right? So I'm gonna show this little table over here, the relational operator. So it's all about giving a relation between or among one value to another value. We got the greater than operator, the less than operator, the greater than or equal to operator, the less than or equal to operator, the equal to operator, and the not equal to operator. It's very straightforward, right? It's very simple to understand. So in order to understand more about relational operators, let's go to Visual Studio and let's create a new project. Console C#. So it's going to be in a new folder, chapter 3, right? And we are going to go back to basically to chapter 2, where we're going to talk about more about booleans. Okay, so we're going to here put bool demo, okay, that's how it's gonna call, bool demo, and sure. All right. Using system class program static void main. All right, so in this program determine that a true value and a false value, okay? Using relational operators. So we have here, we got two values, right? Two Boolean values, true value and, sorry, and don't type and, false value. Okay? We got also two integer numbers. Integer num1 is going to be equal to 5, and integer num2 is going to be equal to 10. Okay? All right. So true value num1 it's equal to num2. No, true value is num. IntelliSense, you are dumb. False value. Ugh, I hate this IntelliSense. It's so dumb today. Equals num2 equals to num1. Okay. So now we're going to create a console.writeLine. True is that true value, okay, and also false is false value, okay. Awesome. All right, let's see here. That's gonna be the verdict. We build the project and it's all built. Now we run it. And basically, true is true and false is false. What happened is that, of course, the computer knows that the variable num1, which is assigned to the 5 value, it cannot be greater than 10. Therefore, the statement that 5 is less than 10 is a true value, is a true statement. But 10 is not equal as 5. Therefore, this is a false statement. Basically, that's how the relational operator works. We can play more with it, but it's actually very self-explanatory. And if you want to delve into logical operators, you have the table, and you can tinker with the operators. We're gonna have a lot of more examples, and we're gonna make more exercises, especially when we delve into Unity, because this is basically what the crash course is intended, is so we can play with Unity a little bit. Okay, so that is the relational operators in a nutshell. Cool, eh? I don't want you to tell me about the OneDrive. Thank you very much. I'm working here. Okay, now we're gonna reach to the main part of the video and the main part of this class and this chapter, which is the if statement. So the if statement as a standalone in a decision structure's simplest form, which is basically how if statements are planned out, a specific action is taken only when a specific condition exists. If the condition does not exist, the action is not performed. This example is going to be the paramount of how we are going to delve into this chapter, okay? So let's go back into Visual Studio and let's create our second exercise, okay? Console C#. This is going to be test score, okay? Test score, .NET 0.8. Later, we're going to upgrade our .NET, okay? Anyway, using system, right? Class program static void main. All right. So this program averages 3 test scores. Okay. Also, congratulate the user if she got a high score. So we have here a couple of or a few variables that we need to create. Okay, first of all, we create a constant integer high score. Remember, a constant variable? Constant variable is a variable that cannot be changed down the line, right? It's gonna be 95. 95. And we're gonna put on double. Okay, 95. Okay. All right. Double. We create double score 1, score 2, and score 3. Okay, also a double average. Okay, why double? This is very important for this specific exercise. Okay, get the 3 test scores. All right. Console.writeLine enter the 3 test scores and I will average them, says the computer, right? Oh my gosh. So we have score convert to double. Thank you, IntelliSense. I didn't have to do that, but I'm glad you did. Because we have to do let's be a little bit more console.writeLine. Okay. Score number 1. Okay. Console.writeLine. Score number 2. Go score 2. Convert to double. Awesome. Score number 3. Go score 3. Convert to double. Okay. All right. Now calculate and display the average score. So average is equals score 1 plus score 2 plus score 3 divided by 3, because we're having, we're dealing with 3 test scores, so we have to divide it by the number of test scores. All right. Console.writeLine. Your average is average. Okay. If the average is a high score, congratulate the user. So if, and here's where the if statement plays along. If average is greater than high score, console.writeLine. Congratulations! That is a high score. Okay? We build. Oh, we succeeded. Okay. And we test. Score number 1. Okay, enter the 3 test scores and I will average them. Score number 1 is going to be 71. Okay, we barely passed. Score number 2 is going to be 92. Okay, oh, Jesus, 92. Okay, and score number 3, it's going to be, how about an 88? Okay, so we got an average of 83.666666666. So, full disclaimer, I don't know what happened to my computer that basically my decimals are commas and my periods are basically like, thousands. Like thousands cents, right? I can't explain it, but if you're from America, this means that this is a decimal number, right? 83.66666 comma is basically where the decimals, after the comma is basically where the decimals are placed. So that feels really weird, right? Why we could actually develop this program a little bit better, right? So in this, where the console write line, where the actual result of the 3 test scores is played out, it's where all the magic happens. Basically, what we need to do here is create a placeholder. A placeholder will dictate basically how much of the value that we're going to present here is going to show. Let me show you. What we need to do here is create quotation marks around it and create curly brackets. The curly brackets are going to have a 0 representing the variable, which is our average variable, and then we need to do a colon followed by F1. Okay? Then we create a comma. The comma basically precedes the next variable, which is average. So what we'll do here is that we're going to display just one decimal value. Okay? So let's build, test score again, and let's create now one program, one result that will kick our if statement. Okay, so we create a 100 and 98,2, and how about a 89,5? Okay, and your average is 95.9. Congratulations, that is a high score. And you can see that we only show one decimal. So that placeholder will help you a lot for your double or your float variables to just show one decimal if you want to. If you want to, you can put 2 here and show 2 decimals. But what do you want that? So that's how basically the if statement works, right? We had a value that was 95 or higher, right? And the if statement kicked in. Okay? For example, however, if we have another if statement, if average, perfect, right? It's less than high score, then it's gonna be console and write line. Sorry, you were not near a high score mark. I don't know if that's grammatically correct, but I don't care. So let's go, for example, 78.3 and 89.7, and how about we flunked the last one? That actually hurt us a lot. So it was a 59.9. 75.9. So you are not near a high score mark, but we still passed 75.9. We still passed. Come on, give me the C. C gets degrees. There you go. That's how the if statement works, right? We created an if for high score values and an if for low score values. We can tweak this program a lot, actually, but we're not gonna do it because we have some time constraints, right? So let's get into our third exercise of the video, which is gonna be a number guess, okay? So it's called number guess. Yes. All right. Class program. Okay. Static void main. All right. Create a program that makes the computer guess a number from the user. Number input by the user. This is very rudimentary and very dumb program, but it is just so you can see how the if statement works again, okay? So we create first integer number, okay? Right. Console.writeLine. Write down a number and I will try to guess if it is a positive number or a negative, oh my gosh, negative number. $100 this keyword cost me, and I gotten used to it already. It should be already because I got it for a long time ago. Anyway, so if the number is greater than 0, okay, console.writeLine, the number is positive, okay. Yes. Oh, true. Number, we haven't assigned it yet. So convert to integer. There we go. Happens to everybody. Then we have another if statement saying number is less than 0, meaning if it's a negative number. It's going to be the number is negative, and I believe we could actually instructions are clear, right? And guess a positive or negative all right, we build and we execute. Write down a number and I will try to guess if it is a positive number or a negative number. So let's try with how about minus 9, okay? The number is negative. Oh my gosh, how do you negative number? How do you guess it? You're so cool. 76. The number is positive. You are a freaking riot, dude. Okay. That's basically how it is. So you see, it's very simple. An if statement determines if a value is true or if a value basically meets the requirements, the if statement will kick in. And I believe you guys got a lot of information today. 35 minutes and me trying to yap it. Basically, that's how if statement works, right? It's very simple and you can do a lot of things with it. However, this is not how you actually make if statements. Create an if and then down below create another if. We're gonna see if and else if down the line, possibly in the next video. But this is a very good, starting point so you can see how the if statement works, okay? So we're gonna leave it like that for now. Next video, hopefully next Sunday, it's gonna be the else if, okay? So thank you very much, guys, and see you guys next time, okay? Bye bye.